From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Here is your afternoon update. Thank you so much for joining me here this afternoon. Well, we've got one more day of dry and mild conditions here with increasing clouds. Low clouds and maybe even a little bit of fog along the coast with showers and mountain snow returning tonight for tomorrow too. And then that unsettled weather pattern is going to continue this weekend and through all of next week. All right, so let's take a look at your neighborhood forecast at a glance here for the rest of the day. Today it's partly cloudy. And what we're going to be looking at here are dry conditions. Now the coast, of course, looking at the mostly cloudy skies and fairly mild temperatures. It's a little bit cooler out there because of the cloud cover. So this is the area of low pressure. This right here is the moisture that's moving in. Now you see a little bit of a break here. So that's what we have in store for us tonight and tomorrow. This right here, it's what's going to be coming in on Saturday and of course into Sunday as well. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Now, you may recall, before we get this going, you may recall if you watched this morning, I was talking about the American forecast model and the European forecast model were not in very good alignment. That they were, especially once we got past the weekend, they just did not agree at all. We're beginning to see them get more alignment. And here's what I'll say. The GFS is the one that's changing the most and beginning to get more in alignment with the European forecast model. The European forecast model hasn't changed much. So we're beginning to see the European forecast model become the one or leaning more towards what the European forecast model would say. So with that said, let's take a look at Futurecast. Here we are. There's the clouds that we're seeing here. And then those clouds will be on the increase through the afternoon. Still dry, even dry for the coast. But by tonight, that storm system begins to move in. We've got the rain for the north coast, some rain, light rain for Trinity County, but elsewhere it should be fairly dry by midnight tonight. Let's take you into tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. There's the rain in the valley. You know, we're not seeing a ton of snow off to the east. We're seeing some breaks there. And showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm, by the way, for parts of the coast. Snow possibly Mount Shasta. Snow is not looking very promising for Buckhorn Summit, but you've got to keep your eye on it. Snow possibly on Highway 36. We're also going to be looking at chain requirements most likely east of I-5. That's tomorrow morning. So you're traveling in the mountains tomorrow morning anywhere. I want you to check the latest road conditions. And it's very easy to do that. Go to weathernorcal.com, click on road conditions, and everything you need is right there. I encourage you to check that out. Let's take you into Friday around through the afternoon. You see how it breaks up, and that's to be expected here. That's what I am expecting to happen here for the second half of the day. Snow levels will slowly rise, probably about 3,500 to 4,500 feet, but still maybe some chain requirements, especially east of I-5. Now, there's a bit of a break, and then that rain begins to push in from, remember I was talking about that next batch of rain kind of coming on in? Well, there it is. So you can see the widespread rain and snow we have for Saturday morning. There you can see the snow levels, 5,000 to 6,000 feet. They'll probably start to rise a bit here for Saturday. Now, this is where I'm going to disagree with Futurecast. Notice that at noon, it's pushing it to the south-southeast. We may see some of that. Places along the coast, maybe western Siskiyou County, could be looking at dry conditions. But I would say what we're looking at here is what it will look like possibly by 5 p.m. instead of noon. So we may see it push a little bit to the south, but I don't anticipate it by this much. Because look what happens by Saturday 5 p.m. We're beginning to see this push back up to the north. So essentially what's going to happen is this atmospheric river is going to shift to the south and then back up over our region by the time we get it into Sunday, giving us more rain and more high elevation snow. All right, so forecast rainfall totals through 5 p.m. I think we can see over an inch for parts in the valley, more than 2 inches possibly for parts of the north coast, obviously much less than that to the north and east. How about that snow? I'm just going to take this off directly from the forecast model data. Don't count on that in Dunsmuir, but we could see a couple of inches of snow possibly for Mount Shasta City. This is why there's that potential for chain requirements on I-5 near Mount Shasta, especially for tomorrow morning. Could see some accumulating snow around Chester. You know, you may see a little bit up in Alturas, maybe Fall River Mills. Bernie, maybe a bit of a mix. and then maybe a light dusting for places like Susanville, Quincy, and Portola. But I don't anticipate any snow for Weaverville or Hayfork. All right, let's take a look at the snow out at the ski park. Yeah, that's pretty nice. 1 to 2 feet of snow at the base of the ski park, maybe a little bit more than 2 feet at the summit of the ski park. Very much needed. If you've been out to the ski park lately, you know just how much they need the snow. They're going to be getting it as we go into Friday and, of course, even into the weekend. Here's the long range. This is the GFS, the American Forecast Model. Keep in mind, I'm not in 100% agreement with this one. Now, Friday, we're looking good, right? There's Saturday. See how it pushes to the south on Saturday. I don't think it's going to be that far to the south because then we're going to see it kind of realign, come back up on Sunday. You see how it's not doing that a whole lot, but I think that's going to kind of come up a little bit more on Sunday. We'll see more rain and more snow for Redding down to Sacramento, maybe even parts of the North Coast. Then we see another batch come in on Monday of next week. All models align on that we're going to be looking at some good rain coming in on Monday. And then it looks like for Tuesday, still some leftover activity, but the main atmospheric river itself, by this point, we're no longer going to be dealing with atmospheric rivers. And we've just got this area of low pressure that could give us some of this energy kind of pushing through, giving us a chance for showers. Now, by the end of next week, Thursday, we've got another atmospheric river that could be impacting our weather toward the end of next week. Bottom line, we're getting a more active weather pattern. And it's going to be some days heavier rain than others, some days not so much rain. So here's what we got here on Friday. There you can see that atmospheric river. Then we go into Saturday, there's that atmospheric river. Now notice, it's mainly pointed to the Bay Area, Sacramento, but we're on the outer fringes of that, so we're still getting caught up within that flow and some of that rain for Saturday. Then you see how it kind of shifts a little bit to the south on Sunday, and most of it's to the south, Sacramento, Bay Area, but I do think it could be a little bit farther to the north for your Sunday. Then on Monday, there it is. There's that next atmospheric river. That's the heavier rainfall we were seeing on Monday. And then as we go through next week, I think no more atmospheric rivers, but the area of low pressure here, it may tap into some moisture, giving us a few scattered showers here off and on towards the middle and latter part of next week. And again, there's that atmospheric river. It's a weak one, but an atmospheric river nonetheless that could be coming in towards the end of next week. So we look at a couple of different forecast models. We're in the area of blue here for the coast, or just area blue over Northern California for our region. There it is here for Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and then you can see that next one coming in on Monday. So that's all in pretty good agreement. But take a look at the European forecast model. It's a bit more, that should all be, that kind of mixed up. This should all shift to the west here. But bottom line is, you can see that the European forecast model is a bit more aggressive with that rainfall. So we're going to have to kind of get somewhere in between that, but you get the idea. It's unsettled for next week, and we've got chances for rain, especially through Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then those chances are kind of going off and on here for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The winds, they're picking up here for tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., especially to the north, especially to the west, even the valley seeing some gusty winds as well. We could see gusts easily upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour for central Siskiyou County, even along the coast. But then the wind should start to die down by 5 p.m. for the north and the coast, but still gusty even at 5 p.m. on Friday for the valley. And then on Saturday morning, still a bit gusty in some areas to the east. Otherwise, the rest of us are seeing those calmer winds by Saturday afternoon. All right, so here's what we have for the rest of the day today. You've got the mostly partly cloudy, not even mostly cloudy. We'll call it increasing clouds this afternoon. That's also the case to the east. Of course, you got the mostly cloudy skies along the coast, but still dry this afternoon. It's tonight, tomorrow, that we're seeing that rain move in. So there it is for Redding, Red Bluff, Chico. Dry the rest of the day today, off and on chances for rain all the way through Wednesday, if not even into Thursday of next week. Taking a look at the coast, inland, and for Weaverville. Snow levels 3,000, 5,000 feet, and then back down to about 3,000 feet. Now, this is saying AM. I think we'll be looking at showers probably through a good portion of the day. And then we take a look at Mount Shasta, Susanville, it's Alturas and Susanville. We've got 4,500 to 6,000, so a little bit warmer air coming in Saturday, Sunday. and then those snow levels drop. Look at that. By Tuesday, Wednesday, we're down to possibly 2,000 feet. So that could mean some potential for some snow for some of those lower elevations. Well, that is your afternoon update. I'll be back again this evening at 6 for your latest update. Until then, have a great afternoon.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.